Welcome to your own homework helper class. Dear learners, our topic of the day is affixes. The word affix means to stick, attach, or fasten something. In grammar, it means an addition to the base form of a word in order to modify its meaning or to create a new word. Affixes can be a letter or group of letters. For example, Y or un. The addition of these letters to a word can sometimes entirely change the meaning of a word, thus modifying its meaning and creating a new word. We can broadly divide affixes into two categories. The first one is prefixes and the other is suffixes. These are the most common terms. You must have heard about them. Today we are going to discuss the prefixes and suffixes in detail and their impact on a word, that how these prefixes and suffixes change and modify the meaning of a word, thus making a new word. Let's take a start with prefixes. Prefixes are a group of letters added to the beginning of a word to change its meaning. Prefixes are a regular part of English, and understanding them can greatly improve your vocabulary and reading comprehension. Here are some common prefixes and examples of how they change the word meanings. Let's take a start with the word un. It's the most common prefix. The word un or the prefix un means not or opposite of something. So the prefix un shows the absence of something. For example, adding un to happy creates its antonym, which is unhappy, and it means not happy. For example, we can say that Sarah is not happy with her result, or we can say Sarah is unhappy with her results. So let's take another example, that is realistic. The word realistic means something which is real, true, near to life, practical or pragmatic. But when we add the prefix onto it, it creates its antonym, it creates its opposite, which is unrealistic. And we all know the word unrealistic means something which is unreal, or which is fictionary, or something which cannot exist. For example, we can say that his demands are a bit unrealistic. Or we can use this in daily life sentences, like you can say it's unrealistic to expect changes to be made overnight. So that's how the prefixes changes the meaning. Moving further, okay, the next word is fair, and we know that the word fair means impartial or just, or anything which is done without any favoritism. But when we add on to it, the prefix on to it, so again it's make its opposite, which is unfair. And unfair is something something which is done not according to the laws of equality or justice. And the word unfair means unjust, inequitable. For example, we can say that it's unfair to judge people by their color and looks, or like unfair. It can be a person or a judgment. Okay, let's take example of another word, which is aware. The word aware means having a knowledge or perception of a situation or a fact. When you are conscious about something, something like that. When we add unto it, so it becomes unaware, which is the opposite of the word aware. And the word unaware means when you have no knowledge of something, or when you have no knowledge about a situation. For example, she was completely unaware of my absence. Or we could say like it's shocking that people are still unaware of the dangers of ozone layer depletion. So in this way, the prefix un changes the meaning of its root word, and it always makes the opposite of the root word to which we are adding it. And there are hundreds of words with the prefix un. For example, unable, unmanageable, unkind, unemployed, unstable, unmarried, uncommon, untie, and so on. There are a lot of other words. That's all for today.